Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're listening to this and whatever time zone you are, your attention is not taken for granted. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. So, we're talking about mental strength, and today we'll talk about another one, another sign, another symptoms, another way for you to know maybe you're mentally strong or you're mentally weak. You're mentally strong if you embrace change and welcome challenges. If you embrace change and welcome challenges, then you're mentally strong. So, do you embrace change? I won't bother much and highlights too many benefits of embracing change and all that, but I want you to look at yourself and say, how averse to you to change? Are you someone that when change happens, you just shut down your nerves, you shut down your mind, you're angry, you react, you fight because you want status quo to remain the same? The question is status quo helping you at all? Are you being helped by remaining in your comfort zone? Are you being helped or not? So you embrace change. That means you're mentally strong because that means you believe in yourself enough to handle the change that is coming. If your company, the company you're working for, release a new policy that you think you don't agree with, but if you take a time to say, all right, let me understand the point of view of management. What are they thinking about when they brought this policy? What is the motive behind this policy? It helps you embrace change. Knowing the reason why someone did what they did, knowing the reason why your company roll out this new policy, knowing the reason why, whether the policy is right or wrong, that's another thing, but at least you know the motive behind it. Even if it's a selfish motive or not, at least you know. When you know, that means you're training your mind to accept and embrace the change. Do you agree with the change? You don't have to agree. It is not, you are not obligated to, but it's responsible of you for you to embrace the change, or else things will happen. You start fighting needlessly with authority. You start picking up some fight that is not necessary. You start feeling bad about things because in your mind you don't like what you're saying. I'm not saying you should like it, I'm saying you should embrace it. Embrace the change. So you are mentally strong when and if you embrace change. Are you going to embrace change today? That's one aspect of it. The other aspect is you welcome challenges. You welcome challenges. Say, things will be tough. Things are tough. Life is tough. You need to understand that life was not designed to be blissful. Bliss is having a meaningful life. And to have a meaningful life, you need to embrace that life is tough. Storms happen. Things happen that you cannot control. Things happen that is beyond your initial and immediate control. Things will happen to you that you feel as if life is against you. Life is not against you. God is not against you. Life is life, all right? You need to now know that, am I going to swim with this tide, or I'm going to allow this tide to carry me while I manage the direction it goes? Welcome challenges. Am I going to welcome the challenges that will, some challenges will come without your invitation, okay? Because life grows, life changes. Even our universe is changing, is expanding. Earth, life is growing on Earth. Climate is changing everywhere. Even change is happening and you are feeling it. The truth is, with this climate change, with this political landscape change and all, are you going to embrace it and you're going to welcome the challenges? Because if you don't embrace the change, if you don't welcome the challenges, you cannot see the opportunity in them. You can't see the opportunity in the challenge or the change that you refuse to embrace. It is not going to happen because all you will see is bad things. You keep seeing why the things cannot work, why it is bad for the business, why it is this, why it is that, all negatives. But when you embrace it, even if eventually you might recommend some edit or some total reversal of the change or the policy, by embracing it first, there and then you'll be able to come up with something better. Do you understand? So you won't be able to see opportunities in the challenges. You won't be able to see it. You won't be able to listen to life trying to help you become better. And the truth is, you will not become better if you refuse to embrace change. You will not become better if you refuse to welcome challenges. Should I repeat that? You won't become better if you refuse to embrace change, and you won't become better if you refuse to welcome challenges. So, I will recommend again, for you to be mentally strong, you need to embrace change. For you to be mentally strong, you need to welcome challenges. So, what change is happening to you right now that you are fighting before you listen to this? What change is happening in your relationship right now that you've been fighting before you listen to this? What change is happening at your workplace right now that you've been fighting before you listen to this? What change is happening in your industry right now that you've been fighting before you listen to this? Go and itemize those changes and see ways for you to embrace them. I have recommended that you should embrace them, so find ways to embrace them. The policy in your company says that you should, by 5 o'clock or whatever, you should close your laptop and go home. Then look at it from this angle. That means if you have kids, you have time to go home and spend time with your family. If you don't have kids, you have enough time to go home and or go and hang out with friends. Or you have enough time in your hands to do your own side hustle. Don't see it as, oh, they want to close the office, they don't want me to finish my work before. Number one, you can work faster and work better. And number two, see that time given to you as the ultimate time, like to do your thing. Maybe you have a business idea that you want to test the water. Now you have time to do it. What I'm saying in essence is, for every change that happens, there are disadvantages and there are advantages. Your job is to know both and embrace the advantage as you relegate and be aware of the disadvantage. Do not focus on the disadvantages alone and miss out on the advantages. You can't do or think about two things at the same time. Many thoughts can come into your head, but you can't actively think about 2 or 3 things or more things at the same time. You can focus on more things at the same time. So when you know and when you are fixated on the disadvantages of a particular change, on the disadvantages of a particular challenge, you will harm yourself. You will do more harm to yourself than good. Do you understand what I'm saying? You will do more harm to yourself than good. It will be more of a disadvantage to you than advantages. So when you look at whatever change has happened, focus on the benefits, because there is benefit in every situation. There are opportunities in every situation. In every challenge that comes into your life, in every chaos, there is a seed of greater benefit. And that is what I want you to look at. Whenever change is happening to you, by embracing the change, by welcoming the challenges, you are positioning your mind to see the opportunities. You are positioning your mind to see the benefits. You are positioning your overall psychology, overall physiology to see and benefit from the change and from the challenge that is in your life. Thank you for listening to me on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. We will talk later. Bye for now.